Shaun Scott just committed to USC the other day. We're gonna give him a quick watch here. Just we got about a 4 or 5 minute video, just a couple games from his sophomore year. That's all he's got up on Huddle. So just taking a look at some of his information. Listed at 6'3", 230. Mater Dei in Santa Ana. Santa Ana. Every time we watch a kid from Mater Dei or somebody that's gonna be playing a good schedule, I just try to remind you all that this kid's gonna be playing a better schedule than most high school kids that you're gonna watch. So if he looks fast against the schedule that he's going to be playing here, he's probably even faster. So already watched Xavier Griffin committed to USC as of right now, inside linebacker. Really good football player. See if he actually ends up at USC, but yeah, we'll give Shaun Scott a chance here. And in the meantime, you guys let me know if there's anybody you want me to watch. So anybody else. So it's good stuff right here, this play. Every now and then I just like y'all to remind everybody how unserious of a game football is. Just watch this kid 55 here. Tries to jump over him. 32, I think that kid's at Utah right now. No, I'm mistaken. I don't know why I went back on that. Yeah, this could be a tough one for me right here because after the first couple plays, we saw him playing nickel, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. We're going to be evaluating a safety to play linebacker. We do that all the time. Those are a bit easier than watching kids that primarily play like edge rusher, which we've been seeing them do a lot. These aren't even 3-4s where the kid's walking up to the line. This kid's legit just playing pass rusher here. But I'd imagine this first down there, he's doing it every down. So I thought they were putting him there in like passing situations. This could be a bit of a tougher evaluation, but the kid's a good football player, really good football player. Just based on that first one where we saw him playing nickel, I think I went back. Here's him playing like outside linebacker. Would like to see him in a bit more pass coverage just for the sake of the evaluation, but he looks really athletic. Number 5's at Utah, I'm pretty sure. That was the kid I was thinking of. Like as a pass rusher, I think the kid has a really good first step, and look, this was pretty athletic here for him to go under. This was a good rep, yeah, really good first step, real twitchy. So you talk about explosiveness at 6'3", I just don't think he stands. Not that he doesn't stand a chance, but he's gonna struggle a lot, in rushing down. So to me, this kid's not an edge rusher. I think he does profile more like an inside linebacker. But, to know that this kid can come off the edge the way he does on passing downs, it's good to have that kind of skill set in your back pocket. I just don't think that's primarily what he's going to be asked to do at the next level. But we've seen him all over the field. So like I said, this is going to be a bit of a tougher one for us to project him as specifically an inside linebacker. He is a good football player. We're going to give him a 5 on the frame. Like I said, I don't think this kid's a pass rusher. 5 on the sideline to sideline. The long speed didn't get a great gauge of it. Every spot we saw him in wasn't really in a situation where he was running all that far. But that being said, I thought he had a quick trigger coming downhill when we did see it. This downhill one's less of an explosiveness. This kid's very explosive and more of a read react, right? How are the eyes married to the feet? How quick does he process that it's a run and start coming downhill? So it's part athleticism, but it's also part, I guess instincts, even though that's on here is a separate one. But 4 on the strength. These aren't final. These are just whatever. It doesn't really matter. 5 on the pass coverage. Looked really good. If we're grading him as a safety, we'd be giving him really good athletic scores. And a 5 on the instinct. So junior year film, that's a good spot to be at. Definitely understand what USC sees in him. Just a bit tougher to say, oh, I see this kid as an inside linebacker next year. I don't really know. These guys are the ones I struggle with a whole lot, to be honest. When we see a kid like that, and we don't expect him to play inside linebacker, and we're asking ourselves, is this kid more of a D end, or are we going to ask him to play outside linebacker in a 3-4 and then, come after the quarterback when he can? Those are a bit easier. Those are a lot easier because that kid's not a 4-down lineman defensive end. He's playing that in high school. He's not doing that in college. I'll tell you that right now. If they do want him to play more of that, outside linebacker in the 3-4, that I'd understand. I think he projects more as an inside linebacker personally, though. But you guys let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.